Mm,
Now, next topic that I want to talk about, the next sort of misunderstanding that people get around is the cause of heart disease.
mm,
And I know this topic has been hot of late because you've made a recent video undertaking, a response to someone online about this.
mm.
But the cause of heart disease,
Yep.
cholesterol, lipoproteins,
Mm,
and saturated fats,
mm.
are they the causal factor for heart disease?
Absolutely, unequivocally, definitely not any one of the things you've just listed. No,
Hmm.
none of those things cause heart disease to occur. How can I back that up logically? Which research papers will I tap for that? Because I never give my sources, therefore I'm not credible. Apparently, no, it's the sources that are not credible. Let's do
Hmm.
this with basic logic, shall
Hmm.
we? Here it goes. Where do atherosclerotic lesions occur in the vascular tree?
Stick my hand up here.
Yep, please.
In the high pressure side, the arteries?
Correct. Okay. Do atheroscleroses ever develop on the low pressure side of the vasculature, the venous system? No. Is the venous system responsible for carrying the self same blood that was carried out that direction by the arterial system? Yes.
Hmm.
Are the cells of the endothelial nature lining the venous side of the vasculature, are they morphologically any different from the arterial endothelial cells? No. Is the intimate and media slightly different? Yes. Could that be a factor? Possibly, but we'll deal with that soon. So in the meantime, just let me arbitrarily say no and stick around because I will explain why I'm saying no in a minute.
Hmm.
It's not that either. Is there anything meaningfully different otherwise between the blood in one side of the vasculature versus the other? No, there isn't. So there's the end of it. Assuming that I'm correct about what I said about arbitrarily saying no about the differences in morphology.
Hmm.
But that's it. That's the end of it. Because if the cause of the disease was cholesterol or the lipoproteins that carry cholesterol or saturated fat in the diet in some way, then atherosclerotic lesioning would occur on both sides of the vascular tree. That does not happen. End of discussion. Basic logic. Cause and effect, real objective things in the universe that we can say, look, that does not work.
Hmm.
To which they'll often say, oh, yes, but the lipoproteins are necessary but not sufficient for the disease process. Well, then they're not the cause, are they?
Hmm.
You've just admitted it
Yeah.
right there by saying what you've just said, those
Yeah.
people that say that. In actual fact, there's no evidence that it's necessary for the disease either.
Hmm.
None at all. There is no cause and effect evidence linking cholesterol or lipoproteins or any fraction of the lipoproteins or any specific anything to do with lipoproteins and heart disease. Nothing.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's go a bit further though. If that's not enough for you, if that doesn't do it for you, if you still think, well, still some assumptions there. Okay, fine. Let's look at this. All right, so it's only the high pressure side of the vasculature where we see these atherosclerotic lesions developing. Do they develop evenly across the entire surface of the endothelial cells exposed to the arterial blood on that side? No, sir, they don't. Atherosclerotic lesioning occurs predictably, mappably, repeatably, and absolutely in a set pattern in absolutely predictable anatomical zones within the vascular tree. Where? At bifurcations where a vessel splits in two, and at curves such as the aortic arch,
Hmm.
for example. All right. What is coincident with that pattern of atherosclerotic lesioning, absolutely consistent with, measurably consistent with turbulent blood flow. Because again, if it was a combination of pressure and the presence of these so-called atherogenic lipoproteins, cholesterol and saturated fat so-called, then on the high pressure side, the pattern would be even and predictable as a even patterning across the endothelium of the high pressure side. It doesn't happen. It only happens where turbulent flow occurs. Atherosclerotic lesioning does not occur outside of those zones. That is the end of the lipoprotein argument, right there. What causes atherosclerosis? Physical damage to specific zones of the high pressure side of the vasculature as mediated and caused, cause and effect, by turbulent flow, and as aggravated, made worse, more likely than not, by glycolytic damage. So you've got physical injury, you've got glycolytic damage, you've got inflammation, you've got retention of LDL, which happens, of course, because LDL delivers the cholesterol to the injury for the exact purpose of repairing that injury. Most people don't know that 50% by weight and volume of every membrane of every cell in your body is cholesterol. And the only way to get it there is to deliver it using LDL. LDL is the fireman at the forest fire, not the arsonist that causes the fire. So that's the deal on heart disease. It is caused by turbulent blood flow, which is most powerfully and predictably moderated by one's blood pressure.
There it is.
Now, remember how I said before that chronically elevated insulin in the blood might be a problem? Here it is. If you have a high level of insulin in your blood, that causes your kidneys to be unable to excrete sodium. That will have an effect on your blood pressure, causing turbulent flow in your vasculature. The way that you get insulin up in your body and keep it up all the time is to pour carbohydrates down your neck, which also cause glycolytic damage to those cells that are being physically damaged by that turbulent flow. That's the cause of your heart disease. What's the solution? Same as before. Stop eating carbohydrates. There you go. I should get a Nobel Prize, frankly, for that, but I won't because I can't charge anybody millions of dollars for a drug that'll cause this to occur. You just need to stop eating carbohydrates.
That's it. It's an easy
That's
fix,
it.
hey?
Yeah, it doesn't cost a thing to do. And it doesn't cost me a thing to tell you that that's what you need to do. What it will cost you is a bit of time to check into what I've just said and try and find a hole in it anywhere. Because I tell you what, some pretty high-level academics have been trying to poke holes in me for 20-something years and not one of them's achieved it yet. Logic. There you go. There it is.
And no citations required.
None required at all.
None required.
No.
Oh.